In the sun-scorched reaches of West Texas, where the Rio Grande cut a hard line between nations and law often arrived late, if at all, there ruled a judge unlike any other. His name was Roy Bean, and he called himself the only law west of the Pecos. Roy Bean didn't wear a robe or sit in a grand courthouse. His courtroom was a ramshackle saloon in the tiny settlement of Langtree, Texas. The bar doubled as the judge's bench, whiskey bottles stood in for law books, and a stuffed bear often watched over proceedings like a silent juror. When court was in session, the clink of glasses mixed with the sound of justice, Bean style. Born in Kentucky and shaped by a hard, wandering life, Bean arrived in Texas during the chaos of frontier expansion. Trains were pushing west, cattle drives cut across open land, and violence was common. What the region lacked was order. Roy Bean stepped into that void with confidence, bravado, and a deep belief that someone had to be in charge, so it might as well be him. Bean based many of his rulings on an old copy of the Revised Statutes of Texas, often interpreting the law creatively, very creatively. Fines were common, paid on the spot, and usually spent at his own bar. If the statute didn't quite fit the crime, Bean wasn't above bending it until it did. Yet for all his theatrics, Roy Bean provided something rare on the frontier: consistency. People knew where to go when disputes arose. Outlaws, railroad men, ranchers, and drifters all stood before the same bar, under the same rules, however unusual they might be. Bean had a soft spot, too. He admired the actress Lillie Langtry, naming his town after her, though the two never met. He wrote her letters, followed her career from afar, and ruled his dusty domain with the flair of a man who believed he was part of a grander story. When Roy Bean died in 1903, the West was changing. Railroads had tamed distance, and formal law had finally arrived. But legends linger longer than statutes. Roy Bean wasn't a perfect judge, but he was the right one for his time. In a land where chaos ruled, he brought order the only way the frontier knew how: bold, loud, and just a little bit crooked.